Welcome to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the different lead arrangements that you can use when fishing on different lakes and different substrates. The one thing that we can't do in carp fishing is use one lead arrangement for every single lake. So this is why we need to carry different lead arrangement setups for us when we're fishing different venues, and it's important that we understand what's going on in that lake and under that lake and on the bottom, so that we can adjust our setup and approach to catch more fish. How do we find spots when trying to catch fish? So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a walk round, have a look at the lake and what you're looking at in your surroundings. Okay, ask the bailiff, ask any other anglers that might be there. They may or may not tell you exactly what's going on. However, it's important that we grab a bare lead with one of our rods and we have a lead around. Okay, now when we're leading around, we need to ensure that we're feeling the lead down, okay? And what we're looking for ideally is that clear, hard spot, okay? So if you look at your rod tip as you're feeling the lead down, you'll see it knock slightly, okay? That will indicate that it's a pretty good spot and it's pretty clean. What we can do from there is we can put our rod horizontal to the lake itself, okay? And just drag the lead, feeling exactly what's going on. If it starts to snag up and pull, you may well have hit some deep silt or some weed, so you'll understand then that you're actually coming to the boundary of that clear spot that you initially dropped on. Once you've found a spot and you're happy with that, then I would cast a little bit further and drag yourself into that spot so that you understand how far you've got, okay, and how deep that clear spot is. It may only be 1 metre, it might be 5, but you just don't know. So once we've found our clear spot, then we can then understand what sort of a lead arrangement that we're going to need to use. So if we're fishing over a hard bottom, so it might be hard clay, might be gravel, something really hard and clean, okay, we have a number of options when it comes to lead arrangements, okay, and the most popular, I would say, is going to be the lead clip arrangement. Just your standard lead clip, okay, with a leader material behind it, okay. So this is going to provide the lead sitting very, very flat to the bottom. So this will sit on that gravel bottom or that clay bottom behind the lead setup, okay. And the lead arrangement here has obviously got a quick change swivel on it, so we can quickly change our rigs depending on what bottom we're fishing on. If we were to fish a lead clip arrangement on a slightly softer bottom, what's going to happen is, or what potentially is going to happen, is that the lead is going to drag the clip into whatever the substrate is on the bottom. So let's say, for instance, it's silt, deep silt. It's going to grab the lead clip into that silt, and it's going to almost force the first part of the leader, the hook link material, to be up in the air, and it's going to cause our hook bait to potentially not sit properly and be presented properly to the fish. So clear bottoms and hard bottoms, I would say lead clip arrangement. The next option that we have is either inline or drop off. Okay, now this would be my preferred on a hard bottom, and also if you're going to be fishing solid bags, then this is going to be the one for you. So solid bag on a clear spot, this is going to be your rig. All we've got then is we've got our leader material, okay, and then from there we've got it drop off style into a double ring swivel at the other end, and we can pop our hook link material on that and present our hook bait properly. Obviously, if we're using a solid bag, then this is great, because what's going to happen is, because this is a pear-shaped lead, this is going to sit flat on the ground on the bottom, and our hook bait is going to be forced out depending on what type of an anti-tangle sleeve we've got going on. Okay, that's going to present the bait nicely, and with the leader behind, okay, this is quite a heavy leader, this is going to fall behind, okay, and then we can fish effectively from there. This is obviously going to drop the lead on the take, okay, so once we've had a bit of a scrap with the fish, the lead's going to go. I always prefer to fish drop off if I can, simply because I just find that the fish, when you're fighting the fish, it tends to come up to the top a little bit more easily than if it did have the lead. And the other option is that the fish cannot use the lead to eject the hook. The next rig then, which I have consistently on my 6-foot setup, is going to be the chod rig. Now, chod rig is a use anywhere rig. You can use this on hard bottoms, soft bottoms, weed. You can use this anywhere. and it is essentially the same as a helicopter setup, except the hook link is slightly different. So we've got our rigid stiff hook link, which is probably 2 inches long, okay, and that sits over anything. So if you're fishing over deep weed, the lead is going to disappear, and then your hook is going to sit on top with the leader, okay, so that when the fish are cruising across top of the weed, it's going to be able to see it. It's going to be presented really, really well. This is one from Thinking Anglers, okay. It's almost like a green camo effect. I've got a buffer bead at the top, I've got a buffer bead at the bottom with a quick change swivel, so we can quickly clip a lead on. And yeah, if you were to have a snap off on this as well, this is really, really safe, because all that's going to happen is the rig is going to knock the buffer bead off, it's going to come off the end, and so is the lead. So really, really safe, really, really effective. And yeah, I have this on my 6-foot setup. It's really easy to use, and you can just literally turn up at a venue and chuck them out and be fishing. The next setup that we've got then, if we're fishing over soft substrate, i.e. really, really deep silt, okay, then obviously the drop off and the lead clip aren't going to work for us, okay. I can't fish confidently with these over that type of a substrate. So what I will use is a Corda Heli-Safe, okay, so that I can drop the lead on the take. But all that this means is I've got a long length of leader with a buffer bead at the top, and this allows, when I cast into that deep silt, it allows the lead to disappear however far it needs to into that silt, and then it leaves my hook bait sliding up the leader, okay. So once the lead's come to a stop, the leader falls behind, and this almost self-adjusts, okay, to the depth of the silt, so that I'm always fishing on top. This is a really good setup. It's really good at casting as well, and I exclusively use this on my 10-foot setup. So that is a small insight into different lead arrangements and where you can use them when you're fishing. I will go into more detail on how to make these, okay. Obviously you can buy some of these ready-made, however, I think it's always easier to just make your own, and that way you'll get used to actually making your own rigs, and you'll save money in the long run as well. And not only that, you can also make them to the correct length that you need them as well, okay, because some of these do come in meter lengths. Sometimes you don't need that, okay. So I will be making videos on how to make each individual one of these lead setups, okay. But that's a little insight into where I use the leads and where I find them best used. If you have liked this video, then hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, drop us a comment below, let us know that you liked it. It helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.